Let me tell you a real-life story of an old man who was searching for his replacement. He had ran one of the most powerful companies in the country, built it from nothing. But now, with age catching up and no family to leave it to, he was alone. He'd spent months interviewing the best in the field, perfect resumes, polished smiles, big words, but none of them had it. That quiet strength you can't fake. That character you can't teach. He stepped into the cafe that day just to clear his mind, ordered coffee, added sugar, put the lid on. But as he lifted the cup, it slipped. Hot coffee everywhere. He sighed, not from the mess, but from everything. Then, a young man at the counter who overheard the order stepped in, bought him a fresh cup, handed it over with a calm smile and said, "Spilled coffee's not failure, it's just a reminder to hold things with presence." The old man blinked. No one had said anything like that in a long time. No suit, no script, just a grounded soul. He said thank you and walked out quietly, but his heart wasn't quiet. Later that day, John, the young man, had an interview and was sitting in a massive boardroom. 8 executives around him, judging, silent, cold. Tension filled the room. John felt small. The panel had seen the best the industry had to offer and found nothing. It was silent. The interview couldn't begin. Not without the CEO. Suddenly, the 2 tall doors swung open. Everyone stood. The room fell awkward. This man was respected. He walked in and took his seat at the head of the table. He said nothing, just quietly flipped through John's resume. Then he looked up to look at him. Their eyes met. John remembered his face. It was the man who had spilled his coffee earlier from the cafe. The old man looked at him more. He stood up. Confusion filled the room. He walked right up to John. The room was quite quiet, only could hear his footsteps. He extended his hand and shook it and said, "No need for questions. You've already answered them when no one was looking." John was hired on the spot. He was the replacement, not because he chased greatness, but because he lived it. You don't prepare for life's biggest moments by impressing others. You prepare by practicing character in the small ones, when no one's watching, when it doesn't matter, because that's when it actually does.
If you're not subscribing or following us now, you'll remain with the 99% everyday people waiting for life to hand them meaning. Be like John and join the 1%.